They tried to slap that look right off my face, but I'm still grinning. And the money ain't run out yet, so I do believe I'm winning. For all the mess I was, am and will be continuing, and the fun is only beginning. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Hello and welcome to Don't Bury the Lead. We recap WWE SmackDown every Saturday night, but tonight's a special night. We're recapping Elimination Chamber on a Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday. So, my name is John Zindel. I'm joined by Dom Scarcella. Dom, get and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
John, like Randy Marsh, we are feeling good on a Wednesday. It's been a few days, but Elimination Chamber, was it worth the wait? Without further ado, don't bury the lead. What's our top story from the last WWE PLE before WrestleMania?
Dom, we don't ever bury the lead. And the lead, I'm going to have to say the main event, the men's Elimination Chamber. Randy Orton pins Cody Rhodes in a shocking finish. I won't even lie. Shocking finish here. All kind of brought on by Drew McIntyre interfering. Seth Rollins also interferes with this match to knock off Logan Paul, or to get him knocked off. So a lot of brawling from other people not included in the Elimination Chamber, even though there's a chamber for a reason. But that's neither here nor there. Tom, what'd you think of this main event?
Match goes almost 25 minutes. A lot of action, a lot of fun. Logan Paul looked like he was almost going to run the table for a while. It was Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, LA Knight, Logan Paul, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans. So some new guys in here. Trick Williams and Javon Evans up on the main roster less than a year. Javon Evans gets to start with Cody Rhodes. What an honor. Then Trick Williams enters, Logan Paul enters, LA Knight enters, Randy Orton enters. I'm okay with Randy Orton winning it.
Yeah,
I don't mind him being in the title picture. I think him versus Drew McIntyre could be a great match if they get to that point. With all of the rumors of them having to rewrite WrestleMania, word is that don't be surprised if they get the belt back on Cody and do Orton Rhodes at WrestleMania. I think that would be a shame. I'd like to see Drew McIntyre have a real title run and go into WrestleMania with it. But Randy Orton looks like a good opponent for whoever has the belt.
Yeah, it is weird because of that goofy finish. Will Cody be factored in for some reason? Because they're going to say, oh, Cody got screwed because he did. Because Drew McIntyre attacked him, and we make it a triple threat, or there's a match for Drew McIntyre versus Cody. I feel like with Michael Cole, the way he was saying it, and this was Cody's last opportunity, I think he kind of laid it in a little too much. That made it seem like, no, he'll find some way back into the title picture.
Yep.
I would have gladly just see Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. I was cool with that.
Yeah.
I do think you kind of I guess they're all older, but you're really pushing a lot of really old guys at this point. If you got Randy Orton in the title picture and then you've got CM Punk with the title. It's because how old is Punker? In his late 40s, and
a lot of guys in their 40s.
Randy Orton in his late 40s as well. I'm just saying that it's not exactly a youth movement there at WWE, and it's almost and it seems to be getting older each time I watch.
Right, it's now the guys don't have as grueling a touring schedule. They can stay in pretty good shape later into their lives. So your prime is almost when you hit 40 now, which is weird.
Which is totally weird.
He used to be killed for being on the road for 250 days a year.
Yeah, I think Bret Hart was pretty much done wrestling in his late 30s, early 40s.
Arn Anderson was done in his 30s.
Yeah. And these are guys like Bret Hart worked safe, and he was even working safe. He was done.
Yeah.
So
in this match, I would have been okay with Randy Orton winning as he did. I would have been okay with LA Knight, and I would have been okay with Cody Rhodes. Too early for Javon Evans or Trick Williams, and I just did not want to see Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I know. That was what
really bummer. He's a great wrestler, but I just didn't want to see yet another Cody Drew.
Yeah, and this would be the 4th time Cody Rhodes would be in the main event in a row.
Yeah, right.
Was it Roman twice?
Roman, Cena, and this would have been 4 in a row. Yeah.
I mean, we could have washed our mouth out of that Cena Cody Rhodes main event. The worst main event I've seen in maybe ever. There's an argument to be had that might be the worst one ever. So it would be the only reason I'd like to see is because Cody shouldn't have been done like that. So a couple things here. Logan Paul, he takes a beating this match, and he is really over as a real heel.
Yes.
And I say a real heel, meaning like not tweener, not Dirty Dom who gets booed, but people really like him. Just no questions asked. He goes out there, he gets booed.
He was needed in this match, wasn't he?
He really was. He absolutely was. That absolute heel, so the crowd could feed off of him, right? And that kind of feeds into my other point. Crowd was dead. Was it crowd tired or dead at certain points of this Elimination Chamber match? I kind of felt that way. Considering the Chicago crowd's usually crazy, I just felt like they were a little bit quiet tonight. And maybe they're burned out because CM Punk wrestled before, and
Punk and AJ Lee, yeah.
So they were going crazy for them, and then by the
hometown heroes,
and they get tired by the main event.
Yeah,
I noticed that they were tired, and LA Knight came in, and he woke everyone up.
Right.
Because he's got all the punches and the punches. And that was the other takeaway I had was LA Knight was way over.
Yes.
LA Knight's way over, and Logan Paul are way over. And on totally opposite ends of the spectrum.
Right.
LA Knight's not acting like a heel. He's acting like a face, acting like himself. And he's coming off as a face. And everyone cheers him and loves him. And Logan Paul, everyone hates him. So it's a good black and white.
Trick Williams looks like a star.
Yeah, certainly.
Like, he's fantastic. Those 3 guys are impressive. Javon Evans, maybe he has it. He's a little too flippy for me.
Yeah. If one didn't fit in that group, it felt like Javon Evans, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, he's young, and he's getting a big push to be in that match, but
frankly, he's really good in a match like that because the whole thing is like, oh, will someone climb the cage? Will someone climb one of the pods and do some sort of crazy thing? So Javon Evans hit a frog splash on Trick Williams off the top of the pod. So like that's why he's here. You need somebody who's going to make use of the pod, make use of the physical structure. And so that was Javon Evans most of all. LA Knight had a slip. He and Finn Balor each slipped on, I don't know if it was the same corner, but top rope.
Yeah.
That little bot, he caught himself well. He landed on his feet, stomped Randy Orton, and then just dropped a standing elbow, which was about as good a recovery as you could imagine.
Yeah.
Now, the problem was there was some fan footage where after that stomp and then standing elbow drop, Randy Orton rolls out of the way to be out of the way. And as he's rolling under the bottom ropes, he's like openly laughing.
Oh, no.
That's like, dude, sometimes things happen. You've done it too. Like, you can't break kayfabe that badly.
No,
he just busting up, cracking up, audibly laughing.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Wow.
When you're supposed to be selling. So, I mean, whatever, I mean, it didn't hurt the overall progression of the match at all. It was just, unfortunate because it would have been the big spot for LA Knight.
Yeah. Um.
And you wonder what that would have looked like if, Babyface hits the big move on Babyface.
Mhm.
So
I'll tell you what. Yeah, you got to be careful there. End of the day, um, like you got to be careful just when you're out there. You can't laugh, especially if you're going to be the champ and you're going to win the match. You got to like play it
sure.
off, right? Which is odd.
And you're supposed to be selling that you just got, pummeled by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And you're quite literally rolling laughing. He was Raffle. He was rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, that's
He
weird.
was Raffle MAO.
He's a vet too.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's, he over the years, Randy Orton is one of the guys that other wrestlers tries to make break sometimes, and
Mhm.
he will sometimes crack up and start corpsing in the ring. But like an open, full-throated laugh when you're supposed to be selling that you just got pummeled.
That's not the
That's
time. I get.
no,
I
that's
get.
I
If
mean,
I get if it's a joke and R-Truth is saying something and you're supposed to play it off as cool and it's so ridiculous that you laugh. Okay.
yes,
Kit Wilson for sure. If he says
right,
anything to you, like, yeah, you could probably corpse there because it's ridiculous, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It
yeah,
was a slip on what was apparently a slippery top rope. LA Knight recovered well, still hit some sort of move. It's not like, belly laugh funny.
right. Especially if you're gonna win, right? Especially you're the
Right.
one that's gonna win. You're the like. It's not like you're gonna get knocked out right away and you're kind of like mailing it in, or you're not a main event, even like a main event on SmackDown that wouldn't be memorable. You're like, okay, maybe that.
No, no,
Not Elimination Chamber main event. No, no, no.
no.
Yeah, maybe I'll make a small video about that now that we're talking about it because I think we have some good points there.
Yeah.
Um,
And Randy's a pro. He knows what he's supposed to do in there.
I do have one
Do we have
video.
people with us live streaming here?
No, but I wanted to show you a video.
Oh, okay.
We got Logan Paul talking about LA Knight, and he's defending LA
Really?
Knight.
Okay. You want to share the screen there? Are you going to do audio with it too?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Botch wasn't his fault, and I was in.
oh,
I hate to defend LA Knight, but the botch wasn't his fault, and I was in the ring. I can feel the ropes. They are so slippery and oily. You have no idea, especially when you're the last match of the night. The middle of that ring gets really slippery with them logos painted in there. And I started it with Prime. I hate to defend LA Knight.
so yeah.
Oh, logos and maybe what they're doing with the ring for all the marketing and trying to shine it up for TV.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's interesting that he talks about even Logan Paul is like, oh, all the advertising in there is a bit much. He's a guy. He's the guy that like made the cryptocurrency to rip off little kids with Crypto Zoo, and he's like stealing money from third graders, and he's like, oh, these advertisements, man, this is too much. This is too much selling here. So it's bad if Logan Paul's saying it, right?
well, his point is apparently if the way they get those logos onto the mat is they have to be screen printed on or something, that might be a material that makes things slippery.
Yeah. It totally makes sense. And I think Logan in that little segment of his impulsive show, he comes off as a heel because he's so annoying. But
Yes.
he comes off as a heel, but he still gives Randy his props. Or excuse me, still gives LA Knight his props.
Sure.
Which is kind of what you want to do as a heel, like a good heel pro wrestler. You don't just bury the guy and then that's it and you move on with your move
Yeah, you
on
don't
with
want to
it.
be cartoonish.
Yeah, you still want to put your opponents over, and considering LA Knight's beaten him in the past, right? He still
Yeah.
hates him. He doesn't like him, and he thinks he's stupid. But I can see why he slipped, which makes
They're
sense.
still feuding. It's LA Knight and the Usos now versus the Vision, and maybe Seth Rollins is now against the Vision as well. And the
Yeah.
Vision is snake bit. Everybody keeps getting hurt. So maybe Logan Paul is just, trying to stay on everybody's good side because everybody in the Vision is snake bit. Rollins goes down. So they elevate Breaker to the main event. Breaker gets injured in a non-wrestling capacity. He's flipping over tables and gives himself a hernia.
Oh, wow.
And then Bronson Reed is supposed to win the match and go into the Elimination Chamber, and he gets hurt.
Yeah.
And so that's why they have to put Logan Paul into the match. They needed a heel. And they needed someone from the Vision in there, or they couldn't bring back Seth Rollins. There would have been no reason for the Rollins interference.
Well.
So Logan Paul, good job of him getting into the match, and a good job of it. He's a heel, and he's getting a little bit more polished, but he's definitely valuable as a full-time member of the roster. I'm glad Logan Paul decided to try this full-time. He definitely deserves to be on TV. He deserves to be in big matches. He adds something to the show. And in a federation which has too many old nostalgia guys, which is why they have trouble having heels, because nostalgia tends to be babyface. It's like Logan Paul is refreshing as a guy who's a true heel.
He's the truest heel they have. And he's a guy that's a heel that I don't even anticipate could even ever turn face, as we've seen him try to in the past, or kind of allude to, like wearing Brown's gear at his hometown. He got booed in his hometown. That's crazy. That's crazy heel heat. So like, but totally agreed. He's a valuable asset. And we have a video that has 80,000 views, and I got a copyright strike on it, and I disputed it, and his company said, no, it's okay. The video's cool. You can keep. And I was like, okay, Logan Paul.
Fantastic. Yes. He's media savvy. Right. Sometimes he's too media savvy for pro wrestling because, it breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But he's got a lot of skills, and I'm glad he's in the company. And I'm glad he was in this match. This match needed Logan Paul.
For sure. I know we wanted to keep this a bit shorter, Dom, but I kind of got sidetracked. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about with this match?
No, everybody looked good. Everybody got their stuff in at some point.
Yeah. Let's move on. I think, we talk about the men's. I think the next biggest match is the women's match.
Yeah.
So we have...
Especially for us on SmackDown.
I almost led with this, but then I saw that Randy Orton won. I'm like, wait, he's a SmackDown guy, so I'll leave with the men. We have Tiffany Stratton versus Kiana James versus Alexa Bliss versus Asuka versus Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez, and Rhea Ripley wins this Elimination Chamber match.
She's going to face Jade Cargill now, and as they announced on Monday Night Raw 2 days ago, Rhea Ripley is coming to SmackDown.
Yes. Wow, what a big pickup.
Yes.
We kind of needed that, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to push Chelsea Green, so there needs to be a big singles wrestler on SmackDown. The night before on SmackDown, Rhea and Io Sky lost the women's tag team belts to the Irresistible Forces, or whatever they're calling Nia Jax and Lash Legend.
Okay.
And Rhea, while selling an injury, took the pinfall and then came back the next night and won Elimination Chamber.
That's interesting. I probably would have rather seen that match on the Elimination Chamber than AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch.
Yeah, but then Rhea couldn't be in the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. That's a good point.
So, but yeah, it's Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley at the end there. Rhea wins it with her pump handle slam, the riptide there. Earlier in the match, Raquel Rodriguez looks fantastic.
Yeah,
she's really taken that Kevin Nash advice to heart. She's wrestling like a big wrestler, and it shows, and it's needed in a match like this where, everybody else is kind of flippy.
Yeah,
Tiffany
there's a lot
Stratton,
of tiny girls.
Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, they're all medium to smaller wrestlers. And even Rhea, compared to Raquel, looks kind of average, even though we know she's strong. So this match needed a heel big wrestler like Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah, Raquel And I'm glad you pointed that out because I have the same thing in my notes that Raquel clearly learned from Kevin Nash doing the big man work
Yep.
because she was doing the big man thing, and I think it's really working. I think
Yes.
that Kevin Nash's advice is paying off for her. She's always been good. She's the only girl I've ever seen have a good match with
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda
Yes.
Rousey. Yeah. She's the only one that had a good match with
She will forever be in the Don't Bury the Lead Hall of Fame.
She had the good match with Ronda Rousey, who was quiet quitting the
Yes.
WWE. It's funny that she came out afterwards. She's like, "Yeah, I didn't even care, so I just wasn't doing anything." I was like, "Why did they make her the champ? She was a champ for months."
Yep.
She's like, "I wanted to leave."
So on to the big woman wrestler stuff. Raquel hits running power slams on Kiana James through the pod, tosses Kiana into the ring. Tiana bombs Asuka on top of Kiana James, gets each of their shoulders on the mat, and pins 2 wrestlers. That is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Your big wrestler who's a heel pins 2 wrestlers at the same time. Great stuff.
Yeah. No, that looked great. The I liked also with Raquel, the power slam by Raquel through the pod. That was perfect for her. Just slamming someone right through the pod.
Yep.
Anything else from this match? We're kind of going through.
I do like that everybody looked good. I was very glad to see Kiana James in this match.
Yeah.
Like she came up to the main roster. I think they were all concerned, can she work at all, because she had a serious knee injury. And they've been letting her do some physical stuff while managing Julia. Then they let her get into like an almost squash match here or there. Then they put her in some real matches. And the fact that she can work and seems physically able to work, she seems to have a good mind for the wrestling, pro wrestling. Great to see her in this match. She performed well. She did get an elimination.
Mm-hmm.
Kiana rolled up Alexa Bliss for the first elimination of the night. So great, just like it was great to see Javon Evans like get into a match like this, and Trick Williams, even though they're so new. Great to see Kiana James get into this match and give a good showing for herself.
Yeah, and she looks like they got another gal from NXT that can go. Versus before, when she's the manager, you were just really happy to see her even be functional. I was like, wow, I thought she was just a manager. And then seeing her in the ring, you're like, yeah, she deserved to be in the Elimination Chamber for sure.
Yeah, she's a good athlete.
Let's see some other stuff. Alexa Bliss eliminated by Asuka with the mist. Always leveled the mist.
Yes, Asuka misses Alexa, and that's when Kiana rolls up Alexa for the pinfall. Kind of weird that Asuka would go for the mist that early.
She must have known she's gotten out early, you know.
Right? She knew she was taking the power. She was taking the power slam there. So
what's that? The JR saying, everyone get their S in. So she got her crap in because she knew she's going to get knocked out. Yep. I thought Rhea Ripley was way over when she was cleaning house. She cleaned house and everyone went crazy when she cleaned house. So, she
might be the most over babyface man or woman in the company. Yep. Like when her music hits, it's a Road Warriors pop. That we were talking about since we did Chi-Town Rumble nostalgia look last week.
Yeah,
like she's the Road Warrior pop.
She really does have that, and I 100% agree. It's one of these things where Rhea Ripley is, to your point, man or woman could be the top person in that company,
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to say, even with like Cody and CM Punk, like I think she might be more over than the two of them.
She's also not stale.
Yeah, which they're both kind of flirting with.
And she's not 40.
Well, we have to be fair. Cody's 40, but CM Punk's like 50.
Yeah.
so yeah. Rhea Ripley might be in her mid 30s, which is basically a baby at WWE.
Right in the WWE, like
Anything else that you wanted to point out from this match?
Yeah, Rhea Ripley, as big as she is and as powerful as she is, they have a sequence where Raquel just manhandles her.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea goes for a rope walk Frankensteiner, and Raquel just stands there and takes it, doesn't like holds her there, catches her, and then picks her up and buckle bombs her into the cage, then just tosses her into the ring. Like you don't see people ragdolling Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Right.
And it wasn't like squashed or anything. Rhea wound up winning the match, obviously, but just great stuff. Tiffany did her handspring ropes into tandem cutters onto Rhea and Raquel.
Yeah.
So when it was those three remaining, that it was like, okay, this is going to be a fun final three there. Lots of good stuff in this match. I was pleased with both elimination chambers, with the outcomes and with the makeup of who was in it.
Yeah. I thought they delivered. It is the B show compared to the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble always seems to have a little bit more pizzazz. Maybe this year Elimination Chamber might have outdone Royal Rumble because Royal Rumble was kind of a clunker.
Right.
Yeah, because they didn't
Right,
really
like the Elimination Chamber gimmick matches were very satisfying.
Yeah.
With who won?
Satisfying with who won, and like Royal Rumble, you're just kind of waiting around, and like everyone's coming in, and like I didn't know some of the people. They didn't do the fun nostalgia acts, which is funny. I'm complaining about nostalgia acts, but I mean the real nostalgia acts, like
Sure.
Booker T or Mick Foley, or like just some guy that's been fired for years comes back, and you're like, oh, there's Enzo Amore or something like that.
You're right.
Whoever.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan just comes walking out with a 2x4.
Top Dollar, Top Dollar would get a pop.
He might at this point because he's remained active. Yeah.
He's remained.
AJ Francis might get a reaction.
He's been in TNA. He's remained active, and he's known. And Michael Cole could make fun of him the whole time, which would be perfect.
Sure. And then Chelsea Green could make fun, and Bailey could make fun of Michael Cole. So,
let's move.
Which
on.
one of the hometown heroes do you want to do next? Women's Intercontinental Championship or World Heavyweight Championship on the men's side?
I'll go with the less obvious finish. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch.
Okay.
And AJ Lee knocks off Becky Lynch.
Yes.
I thought that was actually kind of surprising. I thought it could go either way. Whereas the Punk, I was like, yeah, no shot. But I thought this could go either way. I don't really have too much about this. There is one sequence in the beginning I wanted to call out to you.
Sure.
They do excellent chain wrestling back and forth, AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. Yeah. Some really cool chain wrestling. And they stand up straight after all the chain wrestling. And the crowd says nothing. Like, they're supposed to clap. Like, and that would be a New Japan situation where everyone would clap because like it was such good back and forth. And then they matched each other. And then they just didn't clap. So I was like, what's going on with this crowd?
Yeah, AJ Lee at one point did a bridging hammerlock, and Becky wound up reversing it into a standing hammerlock.
Yeah, exactly. They were doing
nobody
cool
did
stuff.
anything, and so Becky had to like openly antagonize the crowd.
It was really cool. It's the kind of stuff that like you would think Chicago wrestling fans that are like, you think they're more like IWC. They're probably giving a star rating in all the matches.
Right.
Like, kind of guys would be doing, but no. And it might just be because those people are priced out and it's just like whoever can afford a $600 ticket or whatever. I don't know.
These two have wrestled enough recently that they're getting some good chemistry. There was another good sequence. AJ hits a roll up for a 2 count. Beck counters with her own roll up. AJ tries into the Black Widow, but Becky counters it with another roll up for a 2 count. So, going for quick pinfalls. It looked, dare I say, like Flair Steamboat in strength.
Yeah. Right.
Doing holds and quick surprise cover attempts to get the 2 counts. Not everybody hitting their finishers for 20 minutes.
And I think Becky Lynch did a great job with this title. I know she dropped the title, but I I really enjoyed all the matches she was a part of. I
Yep.
enjoyed the character she created as a heel and didn't get to the point where people were cheering her. She stayed in that heel
Yep.
zone and kind of modified what her normal character is, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's
To
more like she's more chicken to people. She's scared. She won't engage. She's passive aggressive rather than being forthright with people.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Passive aggressive. So yeah, just things that are heel like
Yep.
within her personality,
She's a
within her
professional. She
style.
knows how to be a heel.
Yeah, and but she's been such a great face for the company for years. To
Oh
see
yeah.
her
She was doing
turn
Sports Center
heel,
commercials 10 years ago.
right? And to see her turn heel now and just really lean into.
Yep. And AJ Lee winning this probably sets up their blow off at WrestleMania
Yeah.
with the
I
two of them.
I think that I think she did a good job and AJ Lee. It's tough to tell, but I don't know. I just kind of felt like Becky kind of carried her a little bit, which makes sense. AJ Lee's a little older and she's rusty,
Mhm.
and but I think Becky's was fantastic. And hey, give the belt to AJ Lee. It's Chicago. Make the people happy, right? Give the people what they want.
Sure. I've been hearing that AJ Lee was this great wrestler and great character back when she was in her prime and great on the mic, and I just don't see it.
Yeah, me either.
I've seen some of her promos. I don't see it. I think she's way behind the people who are now even just slightly above average on the mic on the women's side.
Right.
However, she seems to be in pretty good shape athletically and wrestled a good match.
Yes, exactly. I think that she wrestled a good match. And maybe she just needs a little bit more work because she's been so rusty. And quite frankly, they've given her a huge push.
Yes.
She's been in. I mean, this was basically like this is a big show, and she had a pay-per-view match. She had the tag team match with CM Punk. So
Yep, they
she's
did couples retreat. Yep.
couples retreat. So she's been in big matches.
Yeah.
They haven't really. It's not like she started kind of going down to NXT and back up. Like no, they've had
Nope.
her right up front in pay-per-views. Maybe if she won the Intercontinental title, maybe she gets some more ring time with that. Maybe some dark matches and just starts to figure it back out.
Yeah, we'll see if between now and WrestleMania she has a tune-up match where she's got to wrestle somebody else and with or without Becky interfering or whatever.
Mhm.
But
But I
looks
still
like
think I still think the match worked though. But it's all because
yeah.
Becky's
Oh, it was a
been
good match.
fantastic.
Went a little more than 15 minutes. I have no problems with the match.
Mhm.
They did a little ref bump with the Jessica Carr there. Turnbuckles padding being removed and refs being distracted, and then there's a ref bump, and sure enough, the ref is back just in time for AJ Lee to get the Black Widow on, and the ref sees the tap out by Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I loved Becky Lynch saying that like she's the dumbest ref or she's the worst ref in WWE, and then they have all that stuff happen. That was a good little touch.
Yep.
Want to keep the ball moving here, so
Sure, we got one more match.
Yeah, let's lightning round this bad boy. CM Punk versus Baylor, and did CM Punk knock off Finn Balor?
Yes, in a little more than 20 minutes. This was a good match. I don't have a problem with it. Finn fights out of a sharpshooter attempt, but CM Punk keeps his grip on the wrists and lands several kicks to the heads and then picks him up for a go to sleep for the pinfall. Post-match, they shake hands, which makes people wonder, is a Finn Balor face turn coming where he turns on Judgment Day?
Right.
Now, the weird thing is that Dominic Mysterio dropped the Intercontinental belt to Penta on Monday Night Raw. So if the idea was for Balor to turn on Mysterio and go after the Intercontinental belt, well, Penta's got it now. So I wonder how that's going to work. But yeah, afterwards they shake hands, and then AJ Lee runs out to the ring, and the new power couple in WWE show off their titles. So this was completely the opposite of a Vince McMahon show where he let both of the hometown people win titles.
Yeah. This is the complete opposite. He would
There's
normally,
no way a Vince McMahon show. It's 2 for 2 with the hometown people winning title matches.
and that was all for him. He just liked to see the hometown people lose.
Great.
It was so weird.
Because you have to come back to that city and you want them to be dissatisfied enough to come back again when you have your next program.
I think that's part of it, right? And you can't make it so predictable. Oh, the hometown guy is going to win. No, make him lose all the time.
Everybody gets a happy ending for the series finale. But you're a pro wrestling company. There is no series finale. You're coming back to it's a major city. You're coming back there.
It's a little bit
people to be excited about the show, but you also want them to remember it, and you want them to come back because they really want to see somebody get their comeuppance the next time you're in town.
It's a little bit like the Gunter Cena thing. Like,
sure.
Yeah, the crowd's not going to like it, but it's going to work.
Chuckling as he tapped out.
Right.
Yeah.
One more thing. We had Danhausen. Did you see this?
I did, and Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce opened the mystery crate. There's a coffin inside. I'm reading you my notes. Aldis and Pearce leave. Dancing Catwoman-looking ladies emerge. Then Danhausen. Crowd seems very underwhelmed. And my last sentence I wrote was, they got rid of Karrion Kross but brought in this?
That's where the
Are you serious?
Yep. I never thought of it like that, but yeah, Karrion Kross got fired from the company, so Danhausen could do that.
Yeah, the weird guy with the dancing wife got rid of him so they could bring in Danhausen with all these dancing people, and what? And now he's just going to go around and curse people? You're cursed. He cursed Dominic Mysterio on Monday Night Raw, and he lost the belt to Penta.
Yeah. So Danhausen backstory.
Okay, very good. I'm going to need this because he's, out there.
He's an internet guy. So he wasn't even really a pro wrestler. Like, he pro wrestled for Ring of Honor, and he did this, and this is way before, Ring of Honor was toast.
Okay.
He wrestled Brian Johnson, who is from OTW.
Okay. I recognize the name.
He's one of the guys that would give us the ring. And give us the key. So he wrestled Brian Johnson, a person that we know on Ring of Honor, Danhausen. That's where
1 degree of separation, 2 degrees of separation between Don't Bury the Lead and Danhausen.
Exactly. Yeah. So they wrestled and on Ring of Honor, and he wasn't much of a wrestler, but he had this gimmick. So he kept doing internet stuff. He just did internet videos with Danhausen and opening boxes and talking about things. And I don't know. Okay. He's a character, right? So
sure.
AEW signs him after they see all the internet stuff. And when they sign him, they bring him in, and the crowd is like, "Oh, Danhausen from the internet, cool." And then they didn't know what to do with them. But then also, in addition to that, he wanted to be on Dynamite, and they're like, "Well, can you do Collision because that's their lower show?" And it's like, "No, I need to be on Dynamite." And they're like, "No,
you don't wrestle.
You're not a wrestler." He would just go out there and curse people, and he wouldn't do it on Collision. I can only curse him on Dynamite. And he was really tough to work with, and he's really friendly with CM Punk. And then when all the CM Punk stuff happened, he just kept liking all of his posts where he's trashing the AEW and stuff like that. So he just rubbed AEW really the wrong way. AEW had no idea what to do with him because he's not a pro wrestler and it's a wrestling company. He's a guy that feels like he should have a children's show like Pee Wee Herman. That's what he feels like to me. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a great character and a weird little goofy character. And I think my 3-year-old would be like, "Oh, scary. Yeah, cool."
Is this like Uncle Howdy's Funhouse or whatever it is?
That's what he should be doing. Like Uncle Howdy's Funhouse, but not as scary.
Okay.
Just legitimately, he's Pee Wee Herman in my eyes. But so that's my Danhausen rant.
Okay, very good. That's more information than I had on him.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I don't know how he's going to do any better than Karrion Kross, especially as he was getting a lot of momentum there.
Yeah.
Also, he got booed on his first introduction to the company because I don't think
Yeah.
people know who he is, and then he got booed.
I wonder if people were expecting Chris Jericho or just
Yeah.
anyone else in the crate, but a guy who looks like a court jester. And
He is
a guy from the internet who looks like a court jester and doesn't wrestle.
and that nobody knows and didn't make it in AEW. Like didn't make it. So I don't know what you make of that. What you need to make
It's
of
not
it.
like
He didn't-
Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, who were champions in AEW and came back to WWE.
Right. He like didn't make it, and maybe this
The
at this
guy who
point-
cursed Collision.
Yes, he's like, oh, I can't work Collision, which is hilarious. It's like, dude, you're the face paint comedy act. You're lucky to be here. Go work Collision.
Right. I wonder if he cursed Rampage, and that's why they got rid of it.
He might have. All right, so that's the show.
That's the show.
Let's do this. We're gonna
Is
go to
it
the
time?
next.
I got fire trucks running down Delsey Drive here. I can hear them. I hope you can't. So is it time for us to distill this here? Is it drive time? The road to WrestleMania it's pretty much set. We've got all the signage that we think we're going to have. Unless there's a swerve in the road, we've got what we need here. So let's drive time this show that we just watched. We're going to distill everything into a simple thumbs up or a thumbs down. There are no ties. There are also no star ratings, no letter grades, no number grades. Elimination Chamber, you are taking this course. Pass, fail.
Dom, we are not Dave Meltzer. We don't do 7 stars at the Tokyo Dome. We don't do 2 stars at the Core State Spectrum. No, no, no. We just say it's a good show or it's a bad show. So, are you ready?
I am.
3, 2, 1. Oh, 2 thumbs up. Dom, why'd you give this show a thumbs up?
Kind of milquetoast with the hometown heroes both winning, but both matches were quality in the ring. The Elimination Chamber's glad to see the people who are new to it and really new to the main roster. Kiana James, Trick Williams, Javon Evans getting a really good showing for themselves, showing that they belonged. I like that Randy Orton wins. He was one of the 3 guys I was hoping would win. Just because of what he means and what it would mean going to WrestleMania. And on the women's side, Rhea Ripley's coming to SmackDown.
Yeah, that's fantastic news.
That deserves a thumbs up all by itself.
Yeah, that's really big news for us. I would say I gave it a thumbs up. Not the best pay-per-view on the planet. Middling there for a while. But I do have to admit, I like the Becky Lynch match. I thought that was pretty good. And I probably was close to thumbs up, thumbs down. But then when Randy Orton won, I really appreciated the finish because I thought if Cody won, I was like, well, why do I even watch this damn show? It's just so predictable. Oh, Rhea Ripley won and Cody. It's like I could have picked that, and both the Chicago people won. Like, it would have been just way too obvious. So I gave it a thumbs up as a result of that. Maybe a little better than the Royal Rumbles.
Okay.
And I think maybe this year stood out. Not that the Elimination Chamber was better than other years. I just think the Royal Rumble just kind of stunk. But nonetheless, a thumbs up from me.
You brought up Rhea and Cody. Had they been the winners of Elimination Chamber, that would have been a repeat of 2023's Royal Rumble.
Oh, wow, really?
Where Rhea won to take on Charlotte Flair and Cody won to take on Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I'm just glad that didn't happen because it would have just been very predictable. And it's like we could have we didn't even need this pay-per-view.
Right.
All right, Dom.
A quick cheap heat?
Yeah, let's do a fly through.
Sure.
Cheap heat. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. And I should choose the right. Here we go. Cheap heat. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. If you're watching right now and you're on YouTube, please hit the like. Please subscribe because this is our big segment where we talk about trending topics. This is how we've gotten all the subscribers on YouTube, and we've gotten all the views. We're almost up to 1 million views. We're very close, which is very exciting. We're at about
Alright.
1,200 subscribers. So even one subscriber is really still helpful for us. So if you're watching right now, please subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe. Okay.
Help us climb the next mountain. We love it. There's
Yes.
always room on the Don't Bury the Lead universe here.
Yes, it's much appreciated if you do. We're two guys just having fun here. So much appreciated. Dom, what do you got for us?
Logan Paul is a good guy. Somebody made an AI movie. It goes almost 15 minutes, which is about as long as some of his matches. They're saying that they got AI to do the equivalent of a $300 million movie starring Logan Paul. And, apparently he's got some fight scenes in this. Here's early on, and here comes Logan Paul, the good guy. This is AI Logan Paul. Look at that missile drop kick. Perfect form. We love it. So Logan Paul is a good guy in an AI generated movie. The technology is amazing. Logan Paul seems to be the kind of guy who would, be at the forefront of this. He's well known. People know he's an athlete. He's kind of a video game character anyway in his persona. So this is pretty neat stuff, and it is fascinating to see where the technology has gone. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that some of us, and that looks like his brother, some of us remember, they were trying to do AI for that Will Smith music video, and everybody had like deformed faces and too many fingers, and their arms weren't attached in the right places. And we were like, this is just ridiculous. This looks pretty darn good. So
it's scary. It's scary if you could turn Logan Paul into a good guy.
That's the most amazing part, isn't it? They've not only did AI generate the equivalent of a $300 million movie, but they turned Logan Paul face.
They turned him face.
I mean, just amazing stuff here. So this is very cool stuff. Ring of Honor. We mentioned Ring of Honor. AEW could have a new home for Ring of Honor TV tapings. They're relaunching Honor Club with a standard $9.99 subscription. You remember $9.99 from the WWE Network days.
Oh, yeah.
So apparently the Jacksonville, they started this weekend. Studios in Jacksonville, Florida. It's good for these smaller promotions to have kind of a home base where they can just do a lot of their stuff, get their TV in. I think this is a good sign, and I don't mind studio wrestling. WCW's studio wrestling days I thought were cool. I thought when NWA tried to bring it back, it was pretty cool. So I don't see this as a step down, that they're going to a regular big old TV studio to put out their TV product. I don't see that as a bad thing. Good or bad for ROH to have some consistency in what they're doing on their TV product.
This is much needed. They haven't done, and they have been so unorganized with all their stuff. Sometimes they'll have them wrestle the last hour of Collision, like when the TV goes off, then they do Ring of Honor, and I don't even know where you watch it, and people are leaving. I'm like, I'm not going to stay for Ring of Honor.
That's too bad.
So people are like walking out. There's already not a lot of people at Collision as it is. So if they get like a little studio that's reasonable, and you get a couple hundred people in there, and you go to Ring of Honor tapings, then yeah, it kind of makes sense.
And you're there for Ring of Honor. You're not there for something else, and they try to throw in Ring of Honor at the end, and you're underwhelmed. Weird Al Yankovic story here. When he and his band were starting out, they would open for people. For other musical acts. And of course, the crowd didn't like them because they were a comedy act. And so Al made the decision, I don't care if we have to play smaller venues, we have to be the headliner.
Yeah.
We can't show up where people are expecting something else, and then they just, they're underwhelmed by us. We have to go places where people are there to see us. Or at least they're interested in what we do, even if they're just getting to know us and they're new to us.
That's a great comparison. Yeah, because if you're going to Collision and you then like Ring of Honor's there, and you're like, well, I don't want to see this. It's like, I don't even know any of these guys.
Yeah.
And it's probably the same thing with a comedy opener,
Yep.
which is completely different than like, a lot of people don't like the openers anyway, but like they when the opener's there, you just want to like get a couple songs and that kind of sound like the band and then move on.
Yep. More AEW. Dustin Rhodes. People are asking him if he's going to go to WWE for his retirement. He's pretty much shutting it down here from Wrestling Inc., saying, that ain't me anymore. Talking about how when he was in WWE, he was a good company man. He never got like a raise or better contracts out of it. Like he did his job, they paid him, but for all the time he was there, he didn't feel like he was working towards anything. So he stated he's happy to be part of AEW and he's doing the best work of his long career in the promotion. He also said he didn't get a raise in WWE. Nope, I never got a raise. And it's not like he's trashing WWE, but he's just saying good things about AEW. And there's no reason for him to, just jump on the bandwagon and go back to WWE for his retirement. So I think this is a good sign. Like somebody is happy in AEW and can just, if you want, retire there. Is this some of the residue from the Sting effect?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's like, to his point, he'll be sitting the bench as Goldust. He said, I love the character Goldust, but it ran its course. I did what I was told and it got me nowhere. No thanks. Yep. So it's like, I'll just go there and get nowhere. Yeah. And I think, he's had the TNT title he won a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago. He wrestles in Ring of Honor. And he also books with Tony. Him and Tony are really close. So he helps Tony with the bookings and a lot of the production. So I think he's trying to turn into his old man, Dusty, with being a booker. But Dusty had the book at one point, right? For one of the companies?
Dusty had the book for a long time, and he had the book when he was in his prime as a wrestler. Wow. Dusty Rhodes came up with war games so that they could always, get the four horsemen get their comeuppance. Here's the story, Daddy. We going in a cage with weapons, and we going over.
We going over.
And then we going to the next city, and we're doing it again, and we going over. So, yeah, good news for Dustin Rhodes. I think this is great. If he can get back with his double knee replacement that he needed, that's good. If he can't, like you just brought up, I didn't know, but if he's already got a lot of experience and is providing value behind the scenes, there's no reason for him to go anywhere. If he really can't wrestle full slates of matches and schedules, then there's no reason for him to have a retirement tour. So enjoy where you are. They appreciate you. You appreciate them. Enjoy it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's something timely from WrestleZone. Vince Russo reveals that he wanted to do an ICE gimmick, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, the initials, involving Glacier, who hasn't wrestled in 20 years, I don't think. He wanted to do this for Juggalo Championship Wrestling. He said he wanted him to go after Mecha Wolf, who's Mexican. And the angle would have featured a twist. See, because the storyline would have featured an unidentified wrestler wearing a riot suit with the word ICE written on the back. And he's going after the Mexican wrestler. Are you following me here, John? Well, he would have tried to go after Mecha Wolf, and the angle would have featured a twist with Glacier revealed as ICE. His logic is that the unidentified person was ICE or just ICE because he is Glacier and not an immigration officer. Are you still following me, John?
Kind of.
Okay. Bro, I can tell you something that I wanted to do. This is Russo with the bro. I wanted it to be Glacier. Would that not have stuck it up everyone's ass? They'd be ripping me to shred. He's ICE because he's Glacier, you freaking idiots. So he's already criticizing the people who never criticized his angle that he never did. Speaking further, Vince Russo explained that the angle would not have survived to see its conclusion because fans would have been up in arms the very first week it was introduced. That is a possibility. There's also a possibility that fans would have been up in arms because it's freaking retarded. But hey, it's cheap heat. One more for us here from Wrestling Inc.
I don't even know how you follow that, Tom.
Pardon?
I don't know how you follow that.
We follow it with Chris Jericho revealing his favorite WWE and AEW rivalries here. Wrestling Inc. He was on a Radio X interview, Wrestling Inc. Talking about it here. 35 years in the wrestling business with stars like The Rock, Rey Mysterio, and Kenny Omega. Jericho said if you're going WWE, the Shawn Michaels feud is his best. Maybe Kevin Owens was another great one. In AEW, he thinks his MJF feud was the best. You've seen Chris Jericho in both major promotions. You may even know some of his stuff from Japan. What say you? What's your favorite Chris Jericho feud from any promotion he's been in that you have seen?
Oh my God. So many, so good. Him versus Omega in New Japan. And I want to say that because that was a revolutionary feud that started AEW, basically. That really started the idea of a big match taking place outside of WWE that people were interested in. And a lot of people watched that match. The first time I ever saw Kenny Omega, that was I'd say that's almost like a revolutionary match because that started the, hey, you don't have to do this in WWE anymore. And that has only improved WWE as well because they were asleep at the wheel at that time when this happened. So
very good. That's a great one. I like a lot. I like how Jericho evolved from, Lionheart Chris Jericho when he was paying his dues into a guy who was fantastic on the mic. I think when I think of Chris Jericho, I think a lot of his mic work, not necessarily his in-ring stuff. I do remember that he beat, what was it, Triple H and The Rock in some triple threat for his first WWE World Title.
He beat some stars, yeah.
Like this was a long time ago, but that was back when you were saying like, oh my goodness, really? Chris Jericho won that? And then 20 years later, like, well, of course Chris Jericho won it. He's a star.
Yeah, he's the real deal. He's
a great one there. I like that. So you're going not necessarily a WWE feud or an AEW feud. You're going the Omega Japan feud that basically made AEW viable.
It started to make people think
WWE on notice that they now have a legit competitor stateside and have to get their act together.
Yeah, it started to make people think, oh, well, we can go to New Japan. New Japan's viable. People were buying, and they had a lot of people bought New Japan World to watch the match. So it was a big success for New Japan. And then, it was just at that time, there was not even anything close to a number 2. Like TNA had been dead for years. So it sparked that back up and it's kind of invented AEW.
Very good. That's all I got in the streamlined edition of Cheap Heat for this rather streamlined Don't Bury the Lead live stream. It is pathologically frugal. It is not quite yet unseasonably warm here in southern New Jersey, but it is unseasonably warm on Don't Bury the Lead.
And Dom, I am almost doing a borderline. Okay, hang on. I got to do the right thing. It's cheap.
Yes. Was there a chat there that came through?
No, I actually hit a button.
Oh, okay.
Dom, that was cheap heat. And this is going to be quite the German goodbye because it is late. I have to go. We kept this at about an hour. I'm glad we hit that number.
There we go.
Dom, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. We had a bunch of people on YouTube. They were quiet, which is fine. TikTok, we could not run tonight, which is okay. And we had one on Twitch. So thanks.
If you haven't subscribed, head to the YouTube Don't Bury the Lead Wrestling channel on YouTube. Subscribe. Find our full archive of live streams, plus all the edit videos that John makes. and the hashtag shorts, the under 60-second content. Like the stuff you like. Drop us a comment. If you want to share your thoughts, we do read them. We have a pretty cool community that develops every now and then on some of our more popular content. Help us climb the next mountain. Don't bury the lead, a wrestling channel on YouTube.
Dom, thank you so much. And everyone, have a great rest of your evening.